A very good evening, afternoon, morning, depending on where and when you are watching us from. It is an honor and a privilege, and we thank gods of Africa, for putting us here today and keeping us alive and giving us good health. My name is Motadiwa Shirawanyaga Mojua Baliakirigeze, and it is an honor once again. Reporting from Nairobi, Kenya, to bring you the state of the continent. Ali, how are you today?
Good evening to you, my brother, and good evening to everyone who's watching and listening, joining from different parts of the world. My name is Ali Malekana, joining you live from South Africa at the mountains of Limpopo, at the heart of Limpopo, my man. Thank you so much for having me this evening.
Ali, how is what is happening in South Africa? I've been seeing a lot of political happenings down there. What is going on?
What is happening in South Africa, my brother? It's coalition talks. We see a lot of the politicians, they're actually engaging into coalitions, saying that the upcoming elections which are coming, they are quite sure that coalitions are going to hit in. We don't see, or we don't actually see any political party that will be taking a loan. We see a lot of political parties that will be coming into coalition. And also what is happening this side in South Africa, we came through a study today. It's a recent study that was actually comparing South African National Senior Certificate to the 5 other international qualifications that has found that it is a par with the international standard, but often has a different focus. The study actually, it looked into qualification that are actually coming from Kenya and the New South Wales and Cambridge and Zimbabwe and the international certificates. It found out the South African certificate, it differ most with the maths and science, where the focus was actually on the special rather than the mechanical application and the chemical and the physics that were combined, which shows that the national certificate coming from South Africa is quite different. And also, what we are also learning this side is that the South African president, it's facing an independent inquiry into the burglary that took part into the Palapala. Remember, there was a scandal where they found a lot of dollars under the mattress at the Palapala farm, which is a farm which is owned by the president. An independent inquiry have been established to make sure that the president faced the music. What's happening in Kenya?
Actually, Ali, today, I don't want to shock you, but I'm not going to be selfish again. I am going not even to mention anything about Kenya. However, I want to take people to an article that I read today about Viola Davis. Viola Davis is an American actor. She's an American actor, to be specific. And she's the only African American to win an Oscar, an Emmy, and a Tony. And she has spent 6 years trying to get the movie called The Woman King made, with studios and producers who are reluctant to take the plot. However, the reason why The Woman King strikes as an interesting fact to me is it gives the people and everybody around the world to see what was really happening in the history or during those days when Africa was Africa. It's a movie that has been based in the 1820s, so it's an epic action movie which has been based in the 1820s in West Africa about the all-female army of the Kingdom of Dahomey. There were things that used to happen during those days, and these are among the wonderful things that used to happen. And these are among the things that I like to mention to ladies, African ladies, to tell them, you are powerful than you think. You are stronger than you think. Not always complaining about how you people are, you have been looked down upon and other things. Look at the Kingdom of Dahomey. It had women warriors, a women army, and Viola Davis, and together with a director, Gina Prince, they were able to bring this to life and give, and they were also able to encompass a majority of black and female cast. That this movie, I think, is going to be one of the blockbusters, apart from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I think the reason why I thought it wise to mention this is because I want to comment such kind of things. Remember, these are still our brothers and sisters. They might not be in the continent per se, but they are still Africans and the fact that they still want to be associated with Africans and the history of our own people, I think it is wise to mention them. So, women, the Woman King, I think to me is going to be a really interesting movie because I'm even seeing the budget uh, being a whooping $50 million. So it's going to be released. I don't know if it has been started being released already, but Viola Davis has said that the Woman King really defined her career. So I think it is something that is worth to be mentioned. Ali, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, actually, I've been reading about it and trying to gather more information about it. It's quite
Mhm.
good as we see most of women this side in Africa. They're
Mm.
actually, making sure that they're leading. We're waiting for the movie, my brother. We're waiting for the movie just to go in detail and check the context of the movie. What does it talk about? We'll be waiting for it. But
Mhm.
uh, also just to wrap up from my side, also what is happening in Africa, we have learned that the Angola president is actually going to sit in for the second term, where the popular movement for the liberation of Angola, in short, some they call it MPLA, is in power actually since from 1975. I mean, what is happening in Angola? I don't know, but we have been following this elections for some time. Now it has been said that the president will be going back for the second term. And also what we have learned that the president of South Africa will be actually meeting the president of the United States of America, Joe Biden, on Friday, where they will be actually discussing other matters which are affecting South Africa and Africa, especially looking on more into negotiations between Russia and Ukraine. They will be talking during the U.S. Presidential, visit, and a lot of things are happening. We have learned that the Queen will be buried on Queen Elizabeth will be buried on Monday, if I'm correct, based on the report that we're getting. And we also have learned that there is a sitting of the United Nations that will be taking place, where we expected the president of South Africa and also a president from the United States also to address the world. So we don't know what's gonna happen because it's gonna be a busy Monday, so to say. Back to you in Kenya.
Ali, from there straight to Senegal. I've learned that Senegalese SMEs are going digital to increase productivity. So, to me, that is really nice in the field of business, where Senegal seeks to boost the digital transformation of its companies with a new program called the ETER. It was launched by Senegal's agency for the development and supervision of small and medium-sized enterprises, that is the SMEs. So I think that is a really nice strategy for people to go digital because remember we are in the 21st century, and if you don't go digital, you are going to be left behind. So I think Senegal are doing a nice thing, and also I think all other countries in Africa should embrace the same thing. Not only for these big corporations to be digital, but even the small and medium enterprises to embrace this so that we can be able to increase productivity, we can be able to have a chance to fight and compete in the global market. That's it for me today. I think I want to wish our audience all the best. I want to wish them a wonderful weekend starting tomorrow. That will be the Friday 16th. However, today has been the 15th of September 2022. And also, they should keep tuned. On Sunday, we are still going to have our main show where they should just keep their eyes and ears open to know what we are going to be discussing. So it is going to be an interesting discussion. It's going to be having a wonderful panel. And guys, don't miss it for the world. Continue subscribing, continue sharing, continue liking, and telling your friends what African Corner is all about. That has been the state of the continent from my side, Ali. Tunasema asante sana. Mungu awabariki.
And lebaka ka mongata, my brother. Thank you so much, my brother. In my language, I will say lebaka ka mata batho ba ka moka ba theleditšeng ba ba joining from different parts of Africa. Re gopela gore le subscribe and make sure that you click the notification button every time when we go live. You make sure that you get all the notification. Lebaka ka mata. Thank you so much, my brother. Asante se, karibu se.